Okay, hey guys, this is Jeffrey again, and as you can tell from the title of this video, this is going to be something very new to my channel, so to say, like kind of newish, but iffy new, which is really going to be talking about the news that came out about Spider-Man 3, and I gotta say that really it seems like right now that the with everything that has come to light, it really does look like that all of my all of my fears really are coming true right now about this film. Now, for those who don't know what when I'm talking about, like, I've actually kind of like teased this a little bit about how I am not confident in what the MCU will do for a multiverse and really everything, and really just Spider-Man in general. And and the reason why I haven't talked about this on my stream on my channel is really because I thought I was paranoid at first, but with the news that has come out, with not just referring to Don, with Andy returning as Doc Ock, is what really has me worried was really the news that came after. And really it did confirm it. And what I'm talking about is really all three MJs who being in talks to be in the same screen together. Now the reason, and I'm gonna go on the reason on kind of like a list of reasons why I'm been against a Spider-Verse movie for the longest time in the hands of Disney. One is really that it was is really that it need if you're gonna go the multiverse route and reintroduce these characters. To me, it's like it's cool for you. I'm not gonna say that they should have built up to it because that's gonna be a cheap trick and all that. What I'm saying is really for a movie to introduce a multiverse is really is really something that he really needs a lot of time to invest in. So really my worry about Spider-Man 3 is that one, the movie will be too short, and I'm talking about like maybe like a minor feature length film, like around 2 hours and 30 minutes. I'm telling you right now, if you're introducing a the multiverse this hard by introducing the Sinister Six old characters from movies, you're gonna have to make it in a movie form. You're gonna have to make it a 3 hour movie. It's gonna have to be a very long movie, just like Endgame, but in the sense of you actually have to reintroduce these characters again, because let's be real, people have kind of dodged the old Sam Raimi trilogy and the Andrew Garfield trilogy, and you're introducing them into a a new generation of MCU fans. And really, like with that right there, that's really why it needs to be a longer movie, so that you can have time to kind of reintroduce these characters and where they're at in that aspect. now for really number two, the reason why I'm worried about this whole multiverse thing is really because what happens, what is really like a is really with the how really this wasn't planned. Like the multiverse for the MCU was not planned for years ahead. Because it's cool that you're doing the multiverse now, but it's like at the same time, where my question is really like, where do they go? Like where do we go from here? Like this is in the like right now, Marvel is in the deep waters right now, and really right now they need to kind of learn how to swim. Now, and the reason why I say why this wasn't planned, because I was actually talking to this person on Twitter saying that it was introduced and that the multiverse was introduced in Doctor Strange, and I was like, yeah, it was actually name dropped, and the multiverse was actually name dropped in Doctor Strange, but it wasn't really explored in that film. So it's like in that aspect now you need to have time to explore the multiverse because you really didn't explore the multiverse at all, except for in all of your time in the MCU for the past 10 years, unless you want to count Avengers Endgame, but that's really kind of like its own thing. Like, if time travel and dimensional travel is different, like, that's really like, that's really like the third reason I'm worried is because it makes the confusion of time of the Marvel's time travel and the dimensional travel, because it really does seem like, because if you really think about Avengers Endgame explanation of time travel, what what Banner said was basically, whenever you time travel, you're not going to change the future. You're going to a different timeline that isn't going to change your current timeline and all that. Like, it was just like the explanation was just really confusing. Like, it's like you're at a different time, but you're not changing time. It, like if you really think about it, it really does make your brain hurt. Like, how does that work? Like time travel, in time travel, you then go to a different time, but you're not change. But every change that you make, you're not changing the timeline. Like, that's why I said, that's why I've been pushing for Marvel to just retcon the time travel explanation and really just put in dimensional travel, because that's actually what they do in Endgame. That's what they do in Endgame. And really, for like number four of why I'm really been against this is really like it seems rushed in the sense of kind of like a backstage thing. And the reason why I've been saving this backstage thing is because I wanted to let you know what my movie concerns were at most. Like, this is why, like, the reason why I wanted to put this backstage thing at most, at the back burner, as the front runner, is because I want you guys to know that the first thing is in my mind is, how are you going to explain this in the movie? How are you going to explain this throughout the whole franchise in movie form? And then, so now with all that movie stuff out of the way, let's go into the backstage stuff. Now, what the reason now and this is where you're probably going to thumbs down the video. I'm actually expecting a lot of people to hate to actually hate this video. So, and really, like, I'm just being me at this point. So, who really, like, for the backstage reason why I'm against the multi why I'm against the multiverse right now in the MCU is because of the whole Flash v Spider-Man Spider-Verse movie concept. And because this is where I'm going to be comparing, because where because ever since the Flash movie has been in production, and this is from way back in when Zach was at the helm. What's always been confirmed and it has been riding along with the Flash movie is them exploring the multiverse. They're exploring the multiverse was always there, and really that's what's going to happen right there. And really then you have Spider-Man 3 that over and what the Flash is going to do is really it already DC already has the advantage in this because they really started small with their TV universes crossing over for years on end, and now they're ready for the and now they're ready for the and now they're ready for the multiverse to go to film. And once again, the reason why if you go back to the beginning of this video, I said the reason why I did this was to put the movie stuff in there first. And really, I said for a movie form, if they wanted to introduce the multiverse, they're going to have or properly, I should say, yeah, properly introduce the multiverse in the Marvel side. What they should do is have Sam Raimi make a 3-hour movie, because the casual Marvel audience will have to get into the we'll have to go back in time and have to reintroduce old these old characters and where they are, and that's why I said that it needs to be 3 hours. I did not say, and mind you, I did not say that Marvel doesn't need to take their time. I said, and I just want to be clear with that. I wanted them, since they're doing the Spider-Verse movie, that what they need to do is make it at least 3 hours, so that you can reintroduce these characters to a new audience, get their mind and get the people's minds refreshed, and that's it. And that's exactly why I went to the movie aspect. Now, going back to the backstage stuff, and like Grace Randolph actually came out like a few months ago, and I know people are saying, why do I name drop people, but and really, I'm just not the vague type. I really do like being direct with people. I like being direct with you guys. So Grace Randolph actually tweeted out a few months ago, like it was like early this year, where she said that basically the Kevin Feige is going to try to is planning to out multiverse the DCEU with, and really it just seems like kind of like a competition to Kevin Feige, and I can't blame him. Right now he's the number one. He doesn't want to leave that number one spot. He may not want to admit it, but he does not want to leave that number one spot. I get it, but it's like at the same time, it's like with this, with with this news coming out about the multiverse out of the blue, it just to me seems like he just trying to stay ahead of the curve, stay on top, stay number one, and all that. And and really, the reason why I say that's bad and why I'm worried about that is because I don't want I don't want Marvel to go to the Kathleen Kennedy era route it's just where it's just their egos on the drive and them not really thinking. Like it's okay to drive as fast as you can, but you need to understand how to drive. And it's like now people kind of have this like virtual faith that Kevin Feige can do no wrong. And I've been saying, and I've actually tweeted this out, that people need to be careful. Like we need to be very careful on how they need to be very careful on how they do this. They can introduce it through they can introduce it through the Spider-Verse. That's fine. But what what I'm worried about is really is them not really thinking about a plan of how they're going to do the multiverse. Like we you know what I mean? So it's like at the same time, like I'm not hating on the news. I want to get that straight. I am not hating on the news of the Spider Verse movie. I have just been saying that I don't trust them, and I'm just really worried about this Spider-Man film. So I'm just saying to you guys to tread lightly. Once again, I am not saying that I am mad about this Spider-Man news. I am just saying be careful. So yeah, that's the video, guys. I hope I hope you enjoyed this video, and really just a quick update on the channel. I'm actually working on a few. The reason why I haven't been uploading as much is because I'm actually working on something very good and something very kind of unique to my channel. Like I'm actually planning on doing music reaction videos and that, and also just something very interesting. So yeah, keep in mind about that. So yeah, with that out of the way, I hope you actually kind of paid attention to this video and really kind of heed my warnings a bit. Like I guess, but really just like if you think I'm being I'm being a a madman talking about this. I hope you do. I hope you do understand at least where I'm coming from. And once again, I want to say I am not mad about the Spider-Man news. I am just worried about it. So that's the video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.